A young Fagan out there, I believe he was drafted by Carlton a few years ago, so he's a fairly good player for them. That number one, the young fellow out there I spoke about before, Warland, he's a very good player, and he's also in the Falcons setup.
Well, we're just about ready for the start of the second term here at Galvin Park.
The second quarter brought to you by Winchelsea.
Umpire Hooper throws the ball in the air for the start of the second term. And Werribee kicking with the aid of a bit of a breeze, goes towards left chook at centre half forward, can't take the ball with him. Russell Scott runs across. He goes at Calvert, who handballs over the top to Peter Williams. Williams over the top as well, breaking free. Kennedy again on the right boot, drives it towards the goal square, and a mark taken. Play on the call, and that's Matt Festuca. The umpire said everything's all clear, and Festuca has put his second on the board, and a third for Werribee Centrals. And they take the lead. They lead 3-3-21. They lead Winchelsea 3-2-20. Raiders bingo. Second quarter scoreboard. Half a minute gone.
Must be a trend with the Festucas. They love kicking goals.
They do. Matt, I think used to probably playing in the back line more than the forward line.
Well,
but,
certainly in the finals last year.
Yep.
In fact, was in the defensive area. Another quarter time score of interest. North Geelong 3-5. Lead Anarchy 1-1.
That's at Dick Philpott Park and at Osborne Reserve. And back in the middle now. Thanks to Laurie and Peter once again at quarter time for listening to the coaches. They'll bring you what the coaches have to say throughout the day. Kerry Day from the middle. Williams leaves it behind Foley. Fresh air shot off a knee back towards centre half forward for the Werribee Central side. Now Tui gets it back to Kerry Day. Outside defensive 50. Goes long towards centre half forward. Oh, good use of the body. That came from Edwards. Runs inside 50. Goes to the right boot. Wobbly kick. Goes towards the full forward position. But the Centurions are going to be able to clear the ball. And that comes from Justin Morley. Goes wide looking for Thwaites. Stands his ground. Takes the mark. Still inside defensive 50. He's looking for a handball there. He goes back a bit further now. We'll go with a kick towards half back. And Warland from behind. Good punch away. Williams and Warland. They go at it. And it's out of bounds on centre wing on the outer side before Day can keep it in.
Good work, young Warland there. Realised he was out of position to mark and put a contest on the football. And, geez, quite an intelligent young player. I can't help admiring him. And Laurie... he's taken his eye also. Ball thrown in, out of centre wing. Well, there's a little bit of basketball until it finally comes to Fagan. He kicks around the corner towards centre half forward. Bernardo Adrian gets a handball away, and Werribee Central's long kick towards centre half forward. Left hook, one hand, can't take the mark. It's come to ground. The bounce wasn't kind for Foley. Came to Tui. He chips it by hand across to his teammate in Williams. Back to Tui. He's running into trouble, and he couldn't elude the tackle. I think it's a great tackle there on that occasion for the Werribee Central side, and that was Peter Williams himself, the coach. So great work by the coach. Got the ball back into the forward area for Werribee Centrals, but it's over the boundary line just ahead of Russell Scott, the coach of the Winchelsea side. So both coaches involved in that passage of play, and the ball now out of bounds. Boundary umpire, in fact, starting to struggle. He's running into the second quarter. The ball's 20 metres from the behind post, northern end, as the boundary umpire puts it in. Left hook, doing the work. Calvert comes over the back, comes to left hook. Gets the ball, looking for Williams with a handball, but good defence by Winchelsea. Now it stacks on the mill, and the umpire will move in and put the ball in the air, 30 metres from the Werribee Central's goal at the northern end here. Umpire with the football once again. Big pack of players around, 30 metres from goal. Left hook. Doing the ruck work, gets it to ground. Well, Winchelsea player pulled off the footy then without it. The umpire, well, I think he might have seen the second one, but the free kick goes to Berg. It is, of Winchelsea, on the half-back flank. Looking for some options now, and there's not a lot of movement further up the ground. He's taking a long, long time, so all his options will certainly be covered now. Now the umpire calls him to play on. He took a step sideways and kicks towards centre wing. Calvert across the front of the pack. Ball comes to Fagan at ground level. He throws the ball clear, gets it to his teammate in Lupino, and Winchelsea go. Player in young Warland. I think he wasn't quite sure what to do then. Wasn't clear, and great tackle, Warren Foley. He chips the ball towards centre wing to Hawkes, and Andy Hawkes takes the mark on centre wing. He's got Roland Beck on his own in the middle. He's beset upon by a couple of opponents, but takes the mark comfortably, almost centre circle. Now goes long to half forward. The lead there is some left hook at the back. Had the climb on Russell Scott on that occasion, and poor old Scotty used as a step ladder, and left hook was a foot taller anyway, and has taken the mark 35 metres out, almost directly in front, and the opportunity for the Werribee Central side to extend their lead in this second quarter. We've been going 4.5 minutes. Left hook, also better known as a defender, and I guess he's kicked a bit like a defender also, because the ball's right across the face of goal, has scored a behind, and it's another behind to the Werribee Central side. 3 goals, 4-22. They lead Winchelsea 3-2-20. Raiders bingo scoreboard, 5 minutes second quarter.
Hampshire from fullback kicks into the outer side. Lead on from Warland, goes in that direction. Should have been nearly interference there from Foley, but not paid. Still on the bottom of the pack with Foley. The umpire says holding the ball. And Matthew Warland will take the free kick at the half-back flank position. Goes with a short little right foot kick. Simon Calvert, if you don't mind, from the middle of the air, kicks it for a behind from 45 metres out. So he puts his third behind on the ball. The ball didn't touch the ground. Simon Calvert, David Beckham-like, has put it over for one behind. So they now go to 3-5-23, Werribee Centrals. And they lead Winchelsea 3-2-20. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard, 6 minutes played.
So Fagan takes the mark from the kick in. The zone defence there from Werribee. Now Fagan, he's gone to bounce the footy. He's run into trouble and he's lost it, but he's got a teammate there in Leake who picks it up, eludes a tackle, kicks long for centre wing. It's over the boundary line by a metre. And Simon Calvert, I think he read that pretty well. He didn't hassle himself too hard to get to that because he knew it was floating over the boundary. Now, why can't he play on? He was behind the mark, but the umpire has not allowed him to play on there. So a lot of whistling and a lot of waiting. Now Simon Calvert goes towards the centre of the ground. Mark taken by Mark Bernardo, the big ruckman for Werribee Centrals. He's between wing and half forward. Goes for the long kick. Gone to the defensive pocket. In the way there is Scott. Can't handle it. Comes down to for Stuka. He tries to break a tackle. He can't do that. Play a tackle without the footy. Play on, said the umpire. Put a whistle on play. And it's going to be a ball up. Players just getting a little irritated down there. Is that the right word?
Frustrated.
Frustrated, is it?
Ball up. Deep into the Werribee Central's attack. Left hook goes up early. Can't take it with him. Watson's there also. Left hook again with a left foot kick. Goes towards the point of the square. Off hands. In front chug. Handball out the back looking for Hawks. Also there. Left hook again. Followed up for a third time and has missed. And through for one behind. His second of the day. They go to 3-6-24. Werribee Centrals. Winchelsea 3-2-20. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard, 7 minutes played.
They're certainly having enough of a play now, Werribee, to perhaps consolidate this lead. They've only got a couple of points. They've missed a couple of, that one in particular, relatively easy. Hampshire goes for the kick in and well weighted, and onto the chest there of Stuart Williams. He's chipped the ball back towards the centre of the ground, and another mark taken for Winchelsea. They come wide to the wing, looking for Revel. Great defence there by Kennedy. Might have hurt his back going for that mark also. Ball comes to ground. Thrown out by Williams by hand. Little chip forward. Comes to Revel once again for Winchelsea. Off one step. Kicks towards centre wing. Almost to his opposing ruckman in Bernardo, who happens to, have been doing a bit of soccer training at Werribee Centrals, because Bernardo threw the foot at it, landed at half a metre inside the boundary line in front of our broadcast point, and the boundary umpire to put it in once again. 8 minutes gone. Kerry Day looking for the acting award of the day. Doesn't get it. The umpire allows play to continue. Picked up by Lapino. Kicks towards half forward flank for Winchelsea. Comes to ground. Good little chip along there. That was by the Winchelsea half forwards. Now it's, almost a push in the back, but not so. So as we see another interchange with Partridge coming back to do the ruck work. Tall, rangy fella, runs straight to the contest, and it's right on the 50 metre arc, half forward for the Winchelsea side. Kicking in this second quarter to the southern end. Ball goes up. Bernardo used his strength only as far as Fagan, who's rode very well so far. Turns it round the corner. Werribee Central's run at it. Adrian Bernardo gets a handball clear. Doesn't go all that far. Another little chip off hands. It's landed on the boundary line, and between wing and half forward flank on the western side this time. The ball has gone out of bounds once again, and tending Werribee, I think, Jason, to chip the ball on half-back instead of a long kick with the breeze.
Yep, they've been doing that a bit in the last few minutes. Boundary throw in, Partridge. Bernardo in front, gets it down. All over the top was Resta. Day in there also. The umpire will come in and ball it up at half forward.
He's done a pretty good job, Bernardo in the ruck.
He has. Standing his ground. Partridge with a couple of inches on him. but he's just trying to work his way to the front. Does it again. Big thump away towards the boundary line. Won't sit in for Mawson, and it will be out for a throw in. So they've gained about 10 metres. Werribee Centrals. Bernardo and Partridge again. Boundary throw in. Short this time. Bernardo in front. Partridge gets his fist to it as well. Kerry Day with a double fister towards Williams, who runs onto it and can't pick it up. And kicked the wrong way in the end. Oh, pushing the back. No, play on the call. Handball came somehow to Mawson. He lost it. Flung off the ball. Beck is there again. And he wants to chip it over the top towards Grixty, who goes up against Day. Now Bernardo stands his ground. Goes to the left foot straight towards Laurie de Goldie, who might get his first possession for the day. No, he just misses it. It's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in once again. And Chris Grixty's first kick backwards.
Yes.
So could have been dangerous,
Bit
but
of a worry.
They've pushed it back towards half-back flank Werribee Centrals. They lead by 4 points. Boundary throw-in. Bernardo gets it down again. Big thump away. Good defensive punch and back towards the boundary line.
Yes, you'd think one side or the other would see what Bernardo's doing here and rove to it. But Bernardo this time gets it further forward for the Werribee side. Only as far as Leake of Winchelsea. Handball to Scott. Scott off one step. Gets the ball forward for Winchelsea. Unfortunately for his side, Manson can't take control of the football and has beaten him over the boundary line. Once again now just inside the 50-metre arc. Half forward for Winch. They're working very, very hard into the breeze, which is, again, very, very slight as the boundary umpire puts the footy in once again. 11 minutes gone. Bernardo tries to take it on this occasion, then tried to sock it off the ground. Wasn't able to do either, in fact, and it stacks on the mill on top of Bernardo once again. The ball's under him as well, and umpire Hooper will take the footy once again. On the 50-metre arc, the ball doesn't seem to be going too far from there at the moment. Bernardo this time, big punch forward, only as far as Leake of Winchelsea. He handballs across wide to Williams. He looks for Day. Day picks it up on the left foot, goes towards the full forward position. But again, Werribee in defence. Well, he's had absolutely no chance in the wide world of getting rid of that footy. He's ridden face forward into the ground and... well, I've got to say that's a fairly ordinary decision, but you know, Brad Dixon, I guess, could treat himself very, very unfortunate on that occasion, because any tackle that's fair is terrific. But well done by Doyle. He's on 50. He's kicked the ball fairly ordinarily. It's going to land outside the 10-metre square, and a safe chest mark on that occasion by Resta from the Werribee side. He's chipped the ball again, looking for Foley. They've got numbers there. Werribee Centrals over the top to Williams. Williams back to Thwaites, and Thwaites now, long kick. Kennedy just got out of the hands of the trainers. He's picked up the footy. There's the lead there at full forward, but the execution of the kick is not too brilliant, and Gillam can't reach it. The ball's still on the half-forward flank, and it's over the boundary line ahead there of Simon Calvert. And I guess, Jace, that's the best passage of play in the second quarter at the 13-minute mark.
Well, they've had it down on that half-forward flank, which we'll see, for a fair while, but Werribee have moved it to their right-forward pocket.
Still yet to score, Winch, in this quarter.
Partridge comes down to do the ruck work against Gillam. The boundary umpire will throw the ball in about 30 metres around from the Werribee goal. They lead by 4 points, 13 minutes played second term. Now Calvert off the hands of the pack, blind turn, looks for a handball backwards, was okay to Foley off a couple of steps, usually pretty good. This time he's sprayed it again and through for one behind. Warren Foley's first of the day. They go to 3-7-25 Werribee. They lead Winchelsea 3-2-20. Raiders bingo, second quarter scoreboard 13.5 minutes played, and just wasting a few opportunities, Eric, in front of goal.
Yeah, Werribee Central look to me as if at any stage they could really take control of the footy and the game, but they just don't seem to be able to capitalise at all.
So Watson will do the kicking in for Winchelsea from full-back. Playing the zone once again, Werribee. Short lead from Partridge. He elects to go further afield though to outside 50, looking for Day. Over the back, good punch away by Chug. Hawks at the front of the pack, wheels around the left boot towards centre half forward. Was a pretty good kick off the boot and is okay, finds the coach, Pete Williams. So Williams from centre half forward, lead on from Gillam, goes in that direction and looks to have a good set of hands. Nick Gillam kicked a lot of goals in the reserves last year for Werribee Centrals, and he has taken the mark and will line up for his first goal from 30 metres out, slight angle.
Well, it was good vision by Williams because he had a choice of three as it turned out, and Gillam the taller of the three Werribee Centrals players there, and well, we're going to get a pretty fair indication of his kicking ability. We're right behind the line of the kick, and he's about to move in.
So So Nick Gillum possibly just outside the right-hand goalpost as he comes in. Slide angle. He comes in now. He's pushed it way outside the right-hand goalpost because it's just through for a behind. So Nick Gillum.
It's his second.
And it is his second behind. They go to 3:8.26. Now Werribee Centrals, Winchelsea 3:2.20. 15 minutes played, second quarter, Raiders bingo.
Hampshire back to do the kicking in to see if they can get it a bit better, Winchelsea. Well, gee, it's a fairly ordinary kick. He's looking for young Warland on the wing. And I guess a beautiful effort on Warland's part. Hooked it back into the middle, looking for Scott. Can't control the mark. Comes to ground. Mark Bernardo. He did a good job to pick it up. Gets a handball forward. Finally, by hand, has come to Foley. He's eluded an opponent. Had a bounce. Gone inside 50. He's headed goalwards. It's going to be just outside the goal square. Great defence there by Winchelsea. Ball comes to ground. Calvert. Handball out to... that was for Stuker again. Has touched absolutely on the line, is it? We'll wait on the goal umpire. Touched on the line. So... in fact, it was Rester, I think. Actually,
yeah, it was
Rester. The footy.
Yep.
So, great dramatics by the goal umpire down there. 3 goals, 9, 27, Werribee Centrals. They lead Winchelsea, still yet to score in the second quarter, 3:2.20. That's on the Raiders bingo scoreboard, 16 minutes, second quarter.
Watson kicks it in, finds Warland at half back for Winchelsea. He chips it over the top towards Russell Scott. He's taken the mark. He chips it over the top once again. They're finding some loose players. And it's Berg. He goes over the top once again looking for Tui. Can't take the mark. Now Leak over the top of it as well. Umpire calls play on. Pack develops. Williams is there. Tries to shuffle the handball out to Calvert. Standing start. Gives it back to Williams. Who under pressure from Partridge. Coming through the middle was for Foley. He can't take it with him either. Stacks on the mill and we will have a ball up.
I must remind Laurie at half-time, Johnny Warland, and I'm sure this young fella, because the same family, played at Geelong in the early 60s and was quite an accomplished player, very similar in build to young Matthew.
Well, he's got it again and he handballs over the top to Kerry Day. If it sits for him, he's away, and it is. He goes off half forward, goes long towards the lead of Doyle, coming out in front, no mark taken. That was from Dixon for Werribee Centrals. Still got it there, tries to handball it out. Umpire lets things go. Now he calls a halt to it. It will be a ball up 40 metres out from Winchelsea's goal. The umpire will throw the ball in the air for Thwaites to do the ruck work against Doyle. And Day comes in as well, off hands. Foley runs away, handball over the top, looking for a teammate. That's Chug, who tries to keep it in for Foley again, gets a push in the back, and will take a free kick.
It's interesting because that umpire gave it in the back. The other umpire might have played it on the ball.
So Warren Foley's got an inside defensive 50 on the outer side for Werribee Centrals. Chips it over the top. Warland gets a hand to it. Smart hand too. Goes in again. Gets some support. Oh, from Lupino, who gets it around. He goes with a right boot back towards centre half forward. Williams from behind takes a very good mark. So Stuart Williams just inside 50. And the boys from the bench saying kick it, so he must be a fair kick because he'll be kicking into the teeth of the wind.
Yes, and he's
the breeze.
Going to be kicking from a good 45. But there's quite a good contingent here from Winchelsea, and they're very supportive of the young fella.
Well, wobbly kick off the boot, lands in the square. Doyle goes up early, off hands, coming through Davis. Tried to ride Chug off the ball and Leak in there also. And they set over the boundary line 10 metres around from the behind post with Winchelsea into attack. They haven't scored in this second term. 3:2.20. They trail Werribee Centrals 3:9.27. We've been playing 19 minutes in the second term.
The boundary umpire put the ball in 20 metres from the behind post. Big pack of players go for the ball. Comes down. Williams used the handball to Foley, and Werribee out of trouble again as Foley goes wide, looking for the safety of the boundary and found it. And I guess that's the only place he could go then because there was no players. And in fact, Warren Foley's just pointing out now to his teammates that he had nobody up the ground there to kick the footy to. So they need to work up the ground, some of the Werribee forwards, to get the ball out of that defensive area. It's out of bounds between wing and half forward flank outer side. Good work there by Gillum. Push the ball down for Werribee Centrals. Comes clear once again. Day can't get hold of it. Foley does, and he's tackled and put over the boundary line by Day. And also by Knight, I suppose. Dear oh dear. So the ball out of bounds once again. Almost true centre wing, out of side in front of the scoreboard, which I don't think is correct. It should be 3-9, playing 3-2 with Werribee Centrals in front from the throw-in. Comes to Adrian Bernardo, round the corner, kicks forward looking for Resta, but he can't control the footy either. And they're probably going 20 metres, the Werribee Central side, and it's out of bounds once again. 20 minutes gone, a fairly uninteresting second quarter, very dour struggle at this point in time. The throw comes down, comes to Hawks, he picks it up, tries to get a handball clear to Resta. He tries to get his arms clear also to handball, but on this occasion it's Leak of Winchelsea. Picks up the crumbs, kicks it back towards half forward. Leading in the race for the footy is Adrian Bernardo on his favoured left foot. Goes back toward the middle, but Partridge comes in strongly. Takes the mark and plays on just outside 50. A long kick toward the goal square. In good position there, unable to take the mark was Doyle of Winchelsea. He follows up, however. Whoops, he's turned back into trouble. Gets a handball looking for Edwards. But Werribee very dour in defence now. The umpire off the footy has paid a free kick for a push in the back, he suggested. I wonder whether perhaps it was after the ball went, because Doyle had it. He lost it. Ended up, well, in fact, it's not Doyle, it's Edwards. So that it certainly wasn't in the passage of play that I was watching. And now from 30 metres out, 45-degree angle, Edwards moves in. Nice looking kick off the boot. In fact, a beautiful kick. He's kicked the goal and brings Winchelsea back to within 1 point on the scoreboard. Their first score for the quarter, 4-2-26. They trail Werribee Central's 3-9-27. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard, 21 and a half minutes gone.
So they finally get the goal, Winchelsea. We see Bernardo coming off for a rest and Scott to come on for Werribee Centrals. So back in the middle, we see that Partridge has also come off for a rest again, and Revel will do the ruck work. Up against Gillum, having a run in the ruck now. Goes up early, gets it down. Williams runs onto the football and goes with a long torpedo punt into towards the left forward pocket. Might beat everybody over the boundary line. It does. That breeze has pushed it over the boundary line for a throw in 25 metres around the Centurions' goal.
I can't help but think Revel infringed on that occasion. He was clearly on the wrong side of that centre line. He came in from the same side as Gillum, and I don't think that's allowable, is it, even at our footy?
I think he's got to start on the on his side.
Yeah.
So boundary throw in, 25 metres around from the Centurions' goal. Left chook from behind, or Calvert from the front. Flew in there. Needs some support. Williams with a good tackle for Winchelsea. Handball came back towards Hawks, who tries to pick it up, can't do so. Fresh air shot came from Watson. Handball back into a pretty big pack. Handball over the top to a call from Beck. Also in there fighting hard was Williams. Gets it around on the right boot. And it's just faded away for one behind. So Williams puts his first score on the board. And they go to 3-10-28 Werribee Centrals. And Winchelsea 4-2-26. That's on the Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard, 23 minutes played.
So 13 shots to 6, and they're only 2 points in front, Werribee Central, so they're squandering the ball up forward. Scott doing the kicking on this occasion. Can't find his teammate. Runs clear to Roland Beck. Beck in the centre of the ground. Chips it towards half forward Hawks. Well, took it on the second attempt. I think he was a good umpiring decision. He hit the ball first. It went up in the air, and Andrew Hawks has taken it on the second attempt. And he's 20 metres out. Next to no angle whatsoever. Breeze right behind him. And the opportunity here to once again extend the Werribee Central's lead. Having said that, they've kicked 3 goals, 10 so far. So Hawks now about to move in, taking quite a bit of time. The umpire's setting the man on the mark. He moves away. Andrew Hawks now moves in. Kicks it. I reckon that's missed just quietly. It has. It's gone across the face. So very poor goal kicking exhibition here by Werribee Centrals. It's now 3 goals, 11-29. They lead Winchelsea 4-2-26. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard, 24 minutes gone.
So Russell Scott will kick in from fullback. Goes to the lead of Warland. They've used him a bit in the kick-outs today, and they've had a fair opportunity with 11 behinds on the board. Warland takes the mark, chips it over the top, and it's okay. Finds Berg. From half back, he chips it over the top as well. It's okay. They've moved it towards centre wing. And that might be Tui with the mark. Oh, he's kicked it straight into Simon Calvert, the man on the mark, and it's out of bounds. So he didn't go
And that was
back
good.
quite far enough.
Calvert watched the footy,
Yeah,
didn't he? That
he
was
did.
great credit to him.
So it'll be a boundary throw-in between wing and half forward on the outer side. It'll be Tui and Kelvin in the front is Russell Scott, and he just taps it straight over the back over the line for another boundary throw-in. So 4-2-26 Winchelsea. They trail Werribee, who are 3-11-29. We've been playing 25 minutes in the second term. Calvert in the ruck contest, taps it over the back, goes past Day, rides the bump, is Resta, goes to the left foot kick, long towards Scott, just on the ground and left hook, punched away. Goes towards Williams, who comes out. Also picking it up was Matt Festuca, gets back around on the left boot, tries to chip it over the top, it's okay too. And taking the mark.
Festuca running towards us then looked very much like James Lee.
He did.
My goodness me.
And he chipped it over the top, and it might be the coach, is it, with the football? No, it's Chug, in fact. So Brendan Chug will take the kick from 20 metres out, 45-degree angle. Let's see if he can put Werribee's fourth goal on the board.
They might seek Laurie's assistance at half-time, I think, for the
They
goal
might.
kicking.
He comes in now.
Oh,
He's
that's
done
a
it.
good kick.
He's put it straight through the middle. So that is Brendan Chug's first goal. And the fourth for Werribee Centrals. They go to 4-11-35. They lead Winchelsea 4-2-26. Raiders Bingo's second quarter scoreboard. And we've been playing 26 minutes in the second term.
Well, it's been a pretty poor quarter from the spectator viewpoint in this second quarter. It's been hard, slogging football, but first game of the year, both sides trying to find their feet as the season has commenced. And Werribee Centrals have perhaps gained the ascendancy here in the second quarter. Very late now, 26 minutes gone, as the umpire puts the ball in the air once again. Gillam doing the work against Revel. Revel basically stood his ground and has kicked off the ground for Werribee Centrals towards their half-forward line. In front, Roland Beck once again. Attacks the footy, picks it up. Took a long time to kick it. In fact, just got his foot to the ball. Werribee through a handball, get to Leak. He crashes a tackle, kicks it towards centre half forward. Nobody there at the present moment. Coming through strongly as Dorling. He can't get a kick away. Handball to Bernardo. He can't pick it up. Picked up there on that occasion by Doyle. He gets a handball away, but the strong defensive Dorling for Werribee Centrals. And oh gee, they're away here 3-1 Werribee Centrals. Day, terrible handling from the Werribee side, and Day 1-on-3 has almost beaten them until Williams picks it up. Handball out to Beck. Beck over the top, got a player there if he can take the mark, almost infringed, nose to the umpire, and that's Resta. He's just can't hold his feet at all, might need to check the footwear, because he probably infringed. He started the problems, then he missed the first ball and then created the pack, couldn't get the handball out. So half forward for Werribee Centrals, late in this second quarter. The ball's up, Revel gets the footy, kicks it forward, but the only man there is Gillam. Called to play on, must have been touched off the boot. He runs on to centre wing, kicks it back to the full forward position for Werribee Centrals. Waiting on it is Williams. Picks it up, off a step. He's taken a pot shot at goal, and has he kicked it? Wait on the goal umpire on this occasion. Yes, he has. So Peter Williams, the coach of the Werribee Centrals side, he's kicked his first, and he's kicked his side's fifth. 5 goals, 11-41 Werribee Centrals. They lead Winchelsea 4-2-26. Raiders Bingo second quarter scoreboard, 28 minutes gone.
So we see Solstheim coming on, Mawson coming off, back in the middle. So just a couple of late goals for Werribee Centrals in the second term. Has given them a bit of a lead close to half time. Umpire matters with the ball, throws it in the air. Revel goes up, gets it down, but only as far as Hawks. Gets a right foot torpedo punt, long left chook, leads in the race for the football. Which way's it going to bounce over his head? Watson's there as well, punched away. Matt Festuca kept his feet. Now it gets the handball backwards towards the boundary line, and it will be over. So it'll be a throw in 35 metres around from the Centurions' goal.
Another goal here before half time would be very dangerous against Winch.
So, boundary umpire will throw the ball for left chook, and Watson throws it in the air. Oh, over the back, Calvert takes it out and gets a quick kick away towards the pocket. Kennedy runs back.
It's
Was
got to be held,
handled
surely.
without the ball. And it will be a free kick to David Kennedy.
I think a blind man would have seen that.
In the right forward pocket. Only about 20 metres out from goal. Pretty acute angle, though, for a right footer.
He's just the sort of mercurial player that'll kick this, isn't he?
He is.
Dave Kennedy.
So he's on the boundary line. He's not too confident, looking for a lead. which normally means he'll probably kick the goal. He comes in now. He's kicked one. He comes in.
Straight over the goal umpire's head, I reckon.
I reckon he's kicked two.
No.
One behind. So 1 goal, 1 to him. And they go to 5-12-42. Werribee Centrals. They lead Winchelsea 4-2-26. Raiders Bingo second quarter scoreboard. 30 minutes played. So pretty close to siren time. The ball to come back for Russell Scott to do the kicking in.
Never ceases to amaze me with the goal umpire doesn't move and ball appears to go over their head, but they give a behind. So Scott for Winchelsea goes for the chip pass in once again, doesn't quite hit the mark. Borg picks it up on the half volley, gets a handball wide. Warland runs at it, but he's outnumbered 2-1 there. Ball comes back through Kennedy's legs, and on half forward flank for Werribee Centrals it stacks on the mill, and the umpire Hooper on this occasion will come in. A couple of players perhaps exchanging pleasantries there, and umpire Hooper's controlled things, taken the footy, and on the half forward flank for Werribee Centrals will put it in the left hook. Nice tap down, only as far there as Borg, however. He tries to pick it up, pulled off the footy by Kennedy. He can't control it, and now off a couple of bodies over there, the ball out of bounds once again. Just outside the 50-metre arc, half forward flank for Werribee Centrals. 31 minutes gone, second quarter, so it must be very, very close to half-time here as the ball comes in. On this occasion, it is Williams doing the ruck work for Winchelsea, taps it to ground, leading in the race for the footy, gets it back to Gillam for Werribee Central. Beck on his own in the middle, takes the mark. Revel descended on him pretty quickly, plays it on quickly now, Beck. He's found his teammate in the middle of the ground, and, well, he wouldn't let him go, so he put him out of the way, and good strong work for Werribee Centrals by Grixty. He gets it to the full forward position. Good defence here, however, by Winchelsea. They're working hard, excuse me, to stem the tide, and off hands there, it's over the boundary line. 10 metres from the behind post, deep in the forward area for the Werribee Central side. 32 minutes gone now in this quarter, tapped down as the siren sounds, and that is half-time at Galvin Park in our match of the day. Score at half-time, Werribee Centrals 5-12-42. They lead Winchelsea 4-26 Raiders Bingo scoreboard, and as I say, that is half-time.
In that second term, Werribee Centrals kicked 3 goals, 9, while Winchelsea managed 1 straight goal. The goal kickers to half-time for Werribee, 2 to Matt Verstuker and singles to Peter Williams, Brendan Chugg and David Kennedy, while for Winchelsea goals, 2 to Gary Watson, singles to Ray Edwards and Ryan Davis. So it's 16 points of difference at the main break. 5-12-42 Werribee Centrals. They lead Winchelsea 4-26. We'll take a break.